Dr. Ellie Chowns.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, you will know that I like to start with the positive and the areas of common ground, so I warmly welcome the fact that this bill has come forward and a number of measures within it. It's very positive that the government is taking forward votes at 16. This is something the Green Party has campaigned for since the year dot. It's really good that there's some commitment to improving transparency on political funding. I very much welcome what the Secretary of State was saying earlier about getting rid of the political control of the strategy and policy statement over the Electoral Commission, and welcome the increase in the fining capacity of the Electoral Commission. All of these are really positive measures, but there is much more to do. We need stronger action to stop disinformation, to get dirty money out of politics, and indeed to improve trust in our political system. Now, briefly, on votes at 16 and 17-year-olds are engaged, they're active, they're interested, they're really passionate about the political system. And of course, rightly they should be. They're going to have to live with the decisions we make longer than any of the rest of us. So I very much welcome the extension of the franchise. It is, of course, crucial, as young people themselves say, that the investment is made in supporting political literacy, both within schools and more broadly, to ensure that young people, in fact all of us, have the political literacy to engage actively in the political process. And this is, of course, increasingly a challenge because of the grave, very grave threat of disinformation. We've heard from the member from Norfolk and a range of other members about the problem with this. There is clearly a need to place duties on the large online platforms to ensure that AI-generated or manipulated content is flagged and controlled. Now, while the Rycroft review is very welcome, it isn't enough, and there remain serious concerns about external influence on our politics. And so I repeat my call for a Mueller-style investigation into Russian and other influence on British politics. We need to know what attacks were made in 2016 and since, so that we can control, so that we can have greater clarity and transparency over our politics. And I warmly welcome the points made by the member for Ellesmere Port and Bromborough just now about the importance of a transparent register of political adverts. We need to know who is saying what to who so that there's transparency, because currently we don't know that, and really disruptive and disinformation-y things are happening. Now, on donations, at a minimum, we must have, as the Honourable Member for Lancaster and Wyre said, a cap on donations. This is critical, and a full black ban on crypto donations. It's really quite extraordinary that Thailand-based crypto investor Christopher Harben has been allowed to donate £9 million to Reform UK, who I notice still are not here. And we also need annual spending limits so that our politics is not distorted by money being spent around the edges of, for example, election times. Now, what else is missing? We need to scrap voter ID. It is a barrier to political engagement and has no justification. We need increased investigative powers, more money and teeth for the Electoral Commission. But fundamentally, if we are to have true representation of the people, it's really a profound irony that the Representation of the People Bill does not tackle the fundamental problem that we have in our representation. True representation requires seats to match votes. It requires every vote to count equally. And so I call on the government to take this opportunity to bring forward proportional representation. It's the principled thing to do to ensure everyone's vote counts equally. It's the popular thing to do. I won't give way because of time. It's the popular thing to do. The British Social Attitudes Survey shows a majority in all political supporters. And of course, it is pragmatic and will improve our politics.
Order from